persönliches Problem. Andere Änderungen betreffen uns alle. Und genau die schauen wir uns in diesem Video etwas genauer an. Es gibt jede Menge Gesetze, Regelungen, Vorgaben, die sich 2025 ändern. Einige davon sind sehr speziell und betreffen zum Beispiel nur bestimmte Berufsgruppen, andere gehen fast alle von uns etwas an. In diesem Video hier konzentriere ich mich auf das Zweite. In der Infobox findet ihr aber noch einige Quellen verlinkt mit weiterführenden Infos, wenn ihr es ganz genau wissen möchtet. Und damit starten wir fast schon traditionell mit dem ersten Punkt. Wir versuchen es optimistisch, es geht ums Finanzielle. Erstens, es gibt mehr Geld. Starten wir mit dem Mindestlohn. Die sogenannte Mindestlohnkommission, die aus Vertretern für Arbeitnehmer, Arbeitgeber und Wissenschaft besteht, hat festgelegt, 2025 steigt der gesetzliche Mindestlohn auf 12,82 € pro Stunde. Das sind 41 Cent mehr als bisher. Weiterhin gilt allerdings, in bestimmten Bereichen greift der Mindestlohn nicht, zum Beispiel bei kürzeren Praktika und auch in der Ausbildung. Für die Ausbildung gibt es einen extra Mindestlohn. Das ist die sogenannte Mindestausbildungsvergütung und auch die steigt 2025 im ersten Lehrjahr auf mindestens 682 € pro Monat, im zweiten Jahr auf mindestens 805 € und im dritten Jahr dann auf 921 € mindestens. Allerdings gilt das nur für Azubis, die 2025 ihre Ausbildung angefangen haben. Und natürlich können einzelne Branchen oder Betriebe auch mehr bezahlen. Mehr geht immer. Dass der Mindestlohn steigt, hat auch Auswirkungen auf die Obergrenze bei Minijobs. Statt wie bisher 538 € kann man künftig 556 € pro Monat verdienen. Aufs Jahr gerechnet sind das immerhin mehr als 200 € zusätzlich, wenn man die Grenzen komplett ausreizt. Mehr Geld gibt es außerdem, zumindest für einige, wenn 2025 eine Steuerreform greift. Vor allem diejenigen mit niedrigem oder mittlerem Einkommen könnten dadurch entlastet werden. Es würde mehr netto vom Brutto bleiben. Wie das genau aussieht, das könnt ihr anhand einer Tabelle nachvollziehen, die ich euch unten in der Infobox verlinkt habe. Eine Rolle spielt dabei auch, dass der Grundfreibetrag angehoben wird, um 312 € im Jahr auf 12.096 €. Dieser Betrag gilt als Existenzminimum, deshalb werden darauf keine Steuern fällig. Und auch die Renten werden 2025 steigen. Um welchen Prozentsatz genau, das steht allerdings noch nicht fest. Und damit kommen wir zum nächsten und weniger erfreulichen Punkt. Zweitens, es wird teurer. Zunächst mal muss man festhalten, es wurde auch schon teurer. Auch 2024 war ein Jahr der Preisanstiege. Zum Beispiel in Restaurants. Weil der Mehrwertsteuersatz in der Gastronomie für Leistungen vor Ort wieder auf 19% angehoben worden ist, wurden fast überall die Preise in den Speisekarten angepasst. Nach oben logischerweise. Die Folge ist, Essen gehen ist seit Januar noch teurer geworden. Die Inflationsrate pendelt sich zwar momentan wieder bei um die 2% ein, aber die sehr hohen Raten 2022 und 2023 machen sich immer noch bemerkbar, vor allem bei Lebensmitteln. Im Vergleich zum Jahr 2020 kostet Quark heute 73% mehr. Zucker 83%. Und das neue flüssige Gold scheint Olivenöl zu sein, mit einem Preisanstieg von 113%. Beim Öl hängt es aber weniger an der Inflation, sondern mehr an schlechten Bedingungen im für Deutschland wichtigsten Erzeugerland Spanien. Aber egal woran es liegt, klar ist, beim Einkaufen fallen diese Preiserhöhungen auf. Und uns wird künftig noch etwas auffallen. Nehmen wir mal Benzin und Diesel. Durch die automatisch ansteigende CO2-Steuer erhöht sich auch der Preis für Sprit. Der Lobbyverband ADAC geht davon aus, dass Diesel und Benzin 2025 im Durchschnitt mindestens 3 Cent pro Liter teurer sein werden. Andere Berechnungen gehen von mindestens 4 Cent aus. Klar ist auf jeden Fall, die aktuellen Spritpreise werden wohl nicht zu halten sein. Und wo wir gerade beim Auto sind, auch die Versicherung für Fahrzeuge könnte deutlich teurer werden, je nach den Voraussetzungen, die für euch gelten. Weil das sehr individuell ist, habe ich euch dazu etwas in der Infobox verlinkt. Gilt übrigens auch für andere Versicherungen, auch dort gibt es viele Anstiege. Teurer wird es auch bei der Kranken- und Pflegeversicherung. In beiden Fällen steigt der prozentuale Anteil der Sätze. Das bedeutet, dass am Ende weniger vom Gehalt übrig bleibt und dass auch Arbeitgeber mehr bezahlen müssen. Außerdem steigen gleichzeitig die Beitragsbemessungsgrenzen. Und zwar deutlich. Das wiederum heißt, dass alle, die besonders viel Geld verdienen, künftig noch mehr Sozialabgaben leisten müssen als bisher. Teurer wird es außerdem für alle, die das Deutschland-Ticket nutzen, also dieses Nahverkehrsticket, das überall im Land eingesetzt werden kann. Bisher hat das 49 € pro Monat gekostet, künftig werden es 58 € sein, also aufs Jahr gesehen rund 100 € zusätzlich. Und auch die Preise für den Fernverkehr bei der Bahn steigen 2025 in verschiedenen Bereichen an. Dazu vermuten Experten, dass die Energiepreise weiter ansteigen könnten, vor allem die fürs Gas. Da kann es sich lohnen, Anbieter zu vergleichen und auch immer mal wieder zu wechseln. Das gleiche gilt für Strom. Wobei es auch Regionen in Deutschland geben kann, je nach Anbieter, in denen die Preise sinken. Und der Vollständigkeit halber noch eine Info. In einigen Branchen wurden über die Tarifverträge teilweise deutliche Lohnerhöhungen durchgesetzt. Davon profitieren natürlich alle, die dort angestellt sind, ganz klar. Aber gleichzeitig könnte das auch dazu führen, dass die Preise für bestimmte Dienstleistungen weiter ansteigen. Höhere Preise gibt es außerdem auch bei der Post. Und damit sind wir bei drittens. Das neue Postgesetz. Zum 1. Januar 2025 tritt das sogenannte Gesetz zur Modernisierung des Postrechts in Kraft, das einerseits interne Dinge anders regelt, andererseits aber auch Angelegenheiten, die uns als Kunden ganz direkt betreffen. Man könnte fast von einer kleinen Revolution sprechen, weil die Änderungen sehr umfangreich sind. Das Wichtigste ist erstens, für fast alle Briefe, 95% insgesamt, gilt, sie dürfen 3 Tage unterwegs sein, statt bisher 2. Das heißt, wenn man ganz eilige Fristsachen hat, zum Beispiel Bewerbungen, dann muss man etwas mehr Zeit für den Versand einplanen oder den teureren Expressversand auswählen. Zweitens, Pakete mit einem Gewicht von mehr als 10 Kilogramm bis 20 Kilogramm und über 20 Kilo müssen künftig mit einem gut sichtbaren Hinweis gekennzeichnet sein, dass sie schwer sind. Das soll vor allem den Mitarbeitern im Paketversand das Leben ein bisschen einfacher machen, weil sie direkt sehen, oha, schweres Paket. Immerhin, bei Privatkunden übernimmt die jeweilige Filiale das mit dem Hinweis, es sei denn, ihr seid an einer Packstation. In diesem Zusammenhang führt die Post auch einen neuen Tarif für den Versand von Paketen zwischen 10 und 20 Kilo ein, der um 1 Euro günstiger ist als bisher. Dafür zieht der Preis für Pakete zwischen 20 und 30 Kilo deutlich an, von knapp 20 auf knapp 24 Euro. Das ist zum Beispiel relevant, wenn ihr irgendwo etwas bestellt, wo ihr die Versandkosten selbst übernehmen müsst. Und drittens, das Porto für Briefe wird teurer. Ein Standardbrief kostet zum Beispiel 2025 95 Cent. Das sind 10 Cent mehr als bisher und es ist nah dran an einem Euro, den wir dann 2027 erreichen könnten. 2026 müssen die Preise noch unverändert bleiben. Und von der Post kommen wir zu viertens, das Auto. Dass die Preise für Kfz-Versicherungen ansteigen können, das haben wir ja gerade eben schon gehört. Es gibt aber auch noch einige andere Änderungen, die mit dem Auto zu tun haben. Einige Führerscheine laufen zum Beispiel ab und müssen erneuert werden. Vielleicht kennt ihr von euren Eltern und Großeltern noch diese alten Führerscheine aus Papier. Lappen werden die auch genannt, völlig zu Recht, weil sie wirklich ziemlich lapprig sind. Und die werden ab 2025 noch seltener. Denn bis zum 19. Januar 2025 müssen alle Jahrgänge ab 1971, die noch so ein Ding haben, zum Umtausch. Der natürlich Geld kostet. Nur noch die vor 1953 geborenen Menschen dürfen weiterhin mit einem Papierführerschein unterwegs sein. Also gebt in euren Familienchatgruppen lieber mal allen Bescheid. Und dazu schreiben könnt ihr dann außerdem noch, dass Winter- und Ganzjahresreifen, auf denen nur M+S steht, nicht mehr genutzt werden dürfen, wenn es glatt ist. Die Reifen müssen das Alpine-Symbol haben, das so aussieht. Hat man das nicht, dann droht nicht nur eine Strafe, sondern bei Unfällen zahlt die Versicherung nicht. Diese Regelung gilt sogar schon seit Oktober 2024. Und falls ihr mit dem Gedanken spielt, euch 2025 ein neues Auto zu kaufen, dann solltet ihr wissen, die Preise könnten eventuell steigen. Denn die deutschen Autobauer sind in der Krise. Immer weniger Absatz sorgt für sinkenden Umsatz. Das könnte unter Umständen dazu führen, dass versucht wird, über Preiserhöhungen wieder mehr Geld reinzuholen. Eine Ausnahme könnten allerdings Elektroautos sein und logischerweise Autos anderer Anbieter aus anderen Ländern. Bei den E-Autos ist zwar nicht klar, ob es wieder eine Förderung geben wird, aber die Autobauer müssen definitiv eine bestimmte Quote einhalten und wer sie dabei mit einem Kauf unterstützt, der könnte mit guten Deals belohnt werden. Aber ihr merkt, da ist viel Konjunktiv drin, ob das tatsächlich so kommt. Das ist noch unklar. Und vielleicht habt ihr ja vor, im kommenden Jahr mit dem Auto nach Großbritannien zu fahren, dann ist das hier wichtig. Fünftens, neue Regel für Reisen ins Vereinigte Königreich. Seit dem 1. Februar 2020 ist Großbritannien kein Mitglied der EU mehr. Dieser sogenannte Brexit hat sich schon in verschiedenen Bereichen ausgewirkt. Jetzt kommt etwas Neues dazu. Zwar braucht man als Reisender aus der Europäischen Union nach wie vor kein Visum für Großbritannien, dafür aber ab dem 2. April etwas anderes, nämlich eine elektronische Reisegenehmigung, auf Englisch abgekürzt ETA. Die kann man online beantragen und wenn alles geklappt hat, ist sie für 2 Jahre gültig, es sei denn, der Reisepass läuft in dieser Zeit ab. Kostenlos ist das allerdings nicht. Die ETA kostet
was geht ab, Kanalito?
Also umgerechnet knapp 12 Euro. Bezahlen kann man aktuell nur mit Kreditkarte. Eine Einreise nach Großbritannien inklusive Nordirland ohne ETA ist ab dem 2. April 2025 nicht mehr möglich. Falls ihr also Reisen geplant habt, dann am besten demnächst schon mal darum kümmern. Und damit sind wir beim letzten Punkt Nummer 6, was sonst noch wichtig ist. 2025 tritt in der Europäischen Union eine neue, Achtung, wieder ein unglaublich langes Wort, Plastikverpackungsordnung in Kraft. Laut dieser Verordnung darf der Weichmacher Bisphenol A, kurz BPA, nicht mehr vorhanden sein, und zwar in Verpackungen, die Kontakt mit Lebensmitteln haben. Diese Verordnung ist ein weiterer Schritt, BPA aus unserer Umgebung zu verbannen, weil es unter anderem schädlich für unser Immunsystem sein kann. Außerdem wichtig, ab dem 28. Juni 2025 gilt in Deutschland das, und jetzt kommt wieder ein langes Wort, Barrierefreiheitsstärkungsgesetz. Das bedeutet, dass ab dann auch private Unternehmen ihre Dienstleistungen und Produkte für Menschen mit Behinderung uneingeschränkt zugänglich machen müssen. Eine Ausnahme gibt es nur für ganz kleine Unternehmen. Das soll die Rechte von Menschen mit Behinderung stärken und Teilhabe ermöglichen am alltäglichen Leben. Das geht auf eine entsprechende EU-Richtlinie zurück. Und Neuerungen gibt es auch im Sport. In der Formel 1 fällt 2025 zum Beispiel der Extrapunkt für die schnellste Rennrunde wieder weg. Er hatte sich nach Angaben der Verantwortlichen einfach nicht bewährt. Und im Fußball werden für die erste und zweite Bundesliga im kommenden Jahr die Rechte neu vergeben. Das könnte dazu führen, dass es sich wieder ändert, welche Anbieter welche Spiele am Start haben. Außerdem möchte die Deutsche Fußballliga, kurz DFL, das Programm um die Spiele herum noch attraktiver gestalten. Künftig soll es deshalb unter anderem Interviews bei der Buseinfahrt vor den Spielen geben und die Vereine dürfen ab der kommenden Saison wohl schon während der Spiele Highlights aus diesen Spielen auf ihren Plattformen zeigen dürfen. Außerdem kommt 2025 für Unternehmen die verpflichtende E-Rechnung mit einer gewissen Übergangsfrist. Kleinunternehmer können künftig mehr verdienen, bevor sie Umsatzsteuer erheben müssen. Und auch diese Info der Vollständigkeit halber noch: Wer privat Bier braut, darf künftig bis zu 500 Liter pro Jahr steuerfrei herstellen. Erst danach hält das Finanzamt die Hand auf. Ihr seht, ganz viel dreht sich auch im kommenden Jahr ums Geld. Während es auf der einen Seite Entlastungen gibt, steigen auf der anderen Seite in vielen Bereichen die Kosten, die Belastungen. Ob am Ende ein Plus oder ein Minus bleibt, das hängt von vielen verschiedenen Faktoren ab. Aber tendenziell, würde ich zumindest sagen, wird es 2025 für uns teurer. Ich werde auf jeden Fall auch im kommenden Jahr hier auf dem Kanal am Start sein und über diese Dinge sprechen. Und natürlich würde ich mich sehr darüber freuen, wenn ihr weiterhin dabei wärt. Und an dieser Stelle passt das ganz gut. Falls ihr den Kanal noch nicht abonniert habt, dann wäre es jetzt eine gute Gelegenheit, einfach mal auf Abonnieren zu klicken. Das aber nur am Rande, müsst ihr natürlich auch nicht machen. Vor allem möchte ich mich jetzt hiermit ganz herzlich bei euch bedanken, dass ihr auch 2024 am Start gewesen seid. Es war ein turbulentes Jahr mit einer ereignisreichen Wahl in den USA schon Monate im Vorfeld, einem Regierungsende bei uns in Deutschland und vielen weiteren Themen, leider auch nach wie vor mit Kriegen und Konflikten auf der Welt. Danke, dass ihr bei all dem dabei gewesen seid, dass ihr konstruktiv kommentiert habt, euch ausgetauscht habt und damit dazu beigetragen habt, dass ich das hier so gerne mache. Ein großes Dankeschön geht natürlich auch an das gesamte Team hier vom Kanal, die immer alles möglich machen, egal was es ist, an Funk und an dieser Stelle mal ganz besonders an Nicole und Volker vom ZDF, die zu jeder Tages- und Nachtzeit an wirklich jedem Tag in der Woche am Start sind und mir den Rücken frei halten. Danke. Und das Gleiche gilt auch für meine Frau Anna, die in diesem Jahr besonders oft von mir die Frage hören musste: Du, ich muss für ein Video heute Nacht aufstehen, ich kann die Kinder morgens nicht fertig machen, könntest du das ausnahmsweise mal allein erledigen? Und ein großer Dank an dieser Stelle dafür, dass sie dazu nie Nein gesagt hat, sondern immer mitgemacht hat. Ohne Anna hätte es einige aktuelle Videos hier auf dem Kanal ganz sicher nicht gegeben. In diesem Sinne ein herzliches Dankeschön an euch alle und natürlich auch einen guten Start in das neue Jahr. Was erwartet ihr euch denn von 2025? Schreibt es gerne unten in die Kommentare. Und hier neben mir findet ihr außerdem nochmal das Video der Kollegen von Simplicissimus, habe ich am Anfang ja schon mal angesprochen, und etwas von mir hier auf dem Kanal. Da gerne mal reinschauen. Ich sage danke fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Jahr.
Hey everyone, it's finally that time. I know you guys have been
ザナンバーワンロッキングローラーマザーファッカーズザグリーンドラゴンビッグブランツ&ビッグマネーオンリー
Count 100 years, diamonds froze, chill. I went platinum independent, then I signed my deal. Young nigga, 17, all he do is kill. And I'm drinking on that mud like a Porsche beer. Oh yeah, Saint Laurent, oh yeah. Bust down, cost 100, nigga, that's a trophy. Ballin' like I'm gold, shoot you like your nose. Sitting on the court side, never in the nose. In a hot bar, yeah, with a hot block, yeah, and a chop car, yeah. Get your block chop, yeah. When it's time to blow smoke, we do not stop, yeah. Pull up in paradise, they got the blocks out, yeah. Time to blast off, mask off, like I'm bad dog. Turned into a murder, tried to rob him for a bad dog. Police always fucking with a nigga, cause I'm black dog. Full court press, we gon' show your ass no slack dog. Run up the racks and doing it, 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 run up the racks and doing it. Another nigga dead, got a family scared, tryna duck the fed, tryna duck the fed. Paint the city red, paint the city red. Locks in the mattress, choppers in the shed. All day smoke, late night smoke, all day smoke. Bitch, you want the smoke? Front of east side, where they cut throat. The young niggas killing, and they taking dope, and they taking chain. They not taking nine. Gang, 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 nigga, gang, gang. All the beat, free my niggas in the chain, gang. Gang, 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 gang. Run up the rest and doing it. 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 Run up the rest and doing it.
In this mention, I'm Macaulay Culkin, paid in full, I'm a high fight. Know you're tired, we just did dinner for 3 hours, lying to me all night. Buying being Spencer's out of spite, paid 100 rand or something light. Simple price to keep them out my life. Booby trap, we need a business office. Magic City need a business office. 29, I keep a business office. I'm in love with Houston, Dallas, Austin. Tell you got the hold up on the team chain. Seem like they made me money for coffins. Cuban girl, a fan of grind coffee. Text me on the signal, don't call me. Major distribution labels call me. Bad Bunny numbers, it's a robbery. 500 million just for Aubrey. Yeah, major distribution, high poppy. Mention me to be the hottest topic. Same place you singing, bitches shopping. Go stupid, go stupid, go stupid, go stupid, go stupid, go stupid. Okay, go stupid, go stupid, go stupid, go stupid, go stupid, go stupid, go stupid. Okay.
Nigga tried to play the shit like, play it cool, play me like I'm sweet. Fucking on the op, nigga bitch, say she missed the goals in my teeth. 4L shit, no we steppin'. Y'all should get the funeral preparing. SF90, this is not McLaren. Make a IG model run my errands. He go missing, we gon' spin his parents. Stayed in Houston long as Steve Francis. Shoot his feet, got him doing dances. Wiggin' niggas like I played at Kansas. Ever seen somebody get shot? Lot of shit I seen before the top. I ain't tryna wrestle like The Rock. Fuck the Trish, I'd rather sip the walk. Lot of things I do to stay alive. Everything except for call the cop. Savage still let his gun pop. Fox 5 gang, get your knock. Major distribution labels calling Harry Styles numbers. This a robbery. My niggas going Zane to catch a body. If we was face to face, you could've shot me.
Major distribution labels call me. Bad Bunny numbers, it's a robbery. 500 million just for Aubrey. Yeah, major distribution, high poppy. Mention me to be the hottest topic. Same place you singing, bitches shopping. Go stupid, go stupid, go stupid, go stupid, go stupid, go stupid.
Talk with Graving.
Weapons, mag 11 on me, present case we gotta end it. Reaper on me, sleeping deep in people, drama, bugging, pendant, reckless with the lesson, breath is creeping, leave that pussy headless. I won't overstep because the gray, I got his bottle.
say. Love what you got and remember what your name. Messing with the wolves, hear me in the times. When I was letting go, didn't even have a dime. My family let me down, my niggas let me down. The rest of y'all left me, but they didn't care. I used to have things living large in this thing. A lot of aggressive times, still alive in this thing. I strive in this game, get all that I can. Never said I'm the lane. Respect me as a man. If you want, think I owe you something. Now that's a joke. Think your bag coming with you something. I love the road. Either chill, either wait. You love, you can hate. Either go and get your own, or you can't sit and wait. On the next way to come up, you can beat this. You can't do what I do. I do your business.
And I reckon this blood is in my coat. I put this bitch, I love my pants, and I just did the wrist in my shoes and my oath. That hoe just text me and told me she proud. She want me to fuck and she said me come on. Niggas keep on still in the slack in the style, but they won't get down. These niggas so old. Yeah. Bitch, I'm in the lines and I watch the show. I make too much flash when I'm in the line. I hop you down on the model hole. Yes, I'm way too high. Yes, I'm in the jet room. Looking backwards, trying on phone. I get way too fly, put on what I want. It's not to the net, we'll see me no clothes. I got this bad bitch, make her do backflip. She want that cash, she do what I want. I'm rocking out black shit.
Ich bin hier, was geht?
And I reckon this blood red at my coat. I put this bitch, I love my pants, and I just did the wrist in my shoes and my oath. That hoe just text me and told me she proud. She want me to fuck and she said me come on. Niggas keep on still in the slack in the style, but they won't get down. These niggas so old. And my bitch having ass, I make it in the sky. Yeah, I put the good, I make it go. Girl, have it good, good water by neck. Damn, I think that nigga might need a new boat. I'm eating real good like I got stress on my butt in the tricks and picking the dope. I'm smoking real good, but it's just shit. So bitches say I be a nigga shit home. And I reckon this blood red at my coat. I put this bitch, I love my pants, and I just did the wrist in my shoes and my oath. That hoe just text me and told me she proud. She want me to fuck and she said me come on. Niggas keep on still in the slack in the style, but they won't get down. These niggas so old.
Ja, passiert. Alrighty. It was delicious. What's up, guys? Alrighty, so we have a new chatbot. That's amazing. I was gonna buy a Windows keyboard. And the site is down, so we have to wait. Ja, ich habe schon gelesen. Komisch, dass so lange dauert, aber das sollte eigentlich schnell geliefert werden von Amazon, so 3 Tage. Yo, check out this one.
You woke up with man boobs. Insurance doesn't cover the surgery. You can't afford it, and it hurts.
Ja,
Of
genau,
course, there's
Feiertage.
only one thing you
Stimmt.
can do. Cut them off yourself. The internet is littered with stories of people who performed all kinds of surgical procedures on themselves. And it almost always turns out how you'd expect. So for today's video, let's take a look at some people who performed medical procedures on themselves with varying degrees of success. This video is sponsored by Aura. It seems like every other week you're hearing about some new massive data breach. It was only recently revealed that there was a big one where hackers may have stolen every single American social security number. Over 2.9 billion records were stolen from national public data, which offers personal information to employers, private investigators, staffing agencies, and others doing background checks. These stolen records include a person's full name, address, date of birth, social security number, and phone number, along with alternate names and birth date. And members of the hacker group have reportedly released this information for free online. If you weren't taking precautions with your personal information online before, this should be a wake-up call. That's where Aura comes in. Aura alerts you if they find your phone number, email, or social security number on the dark web. They let you know fast if anyone tries to use this information to access your credit or bank accounts. They also offer up to $5 million in identity theft insurance should the worst case scenario happen, as well as a bunch of other features to keep you safe online, all inside one app. You can go to my link, aura.com/wang, to try 14 days for free. That'll be enough time for Aura to find out if your personal data has been exposed. I highly recommend you do this right now, because not only is national public data not going to do anything to help you, they probably aren't going to face any repercussions for this leak. Don't leave your friends and family vulnerable. Go to aura.com/wank to try 2 weeks for free. I remember that when I was in high school, eyebrow piercing started to become a big trend. You'd find guides online about how to do it yourself. You just numb the area with some ice, you put a needle through, and you stick in your jewelry. I even had some friends who did that. Of course, you would read these warnings that you could blind yourself by accidentally severing a nerve. I don't know if that was true or not, but it was enough to scare me off until I saved up for real ones. Then I had one pulled out of my face playing football and another kicked out at a Chimera show. But there's a lot of people out there who are clearly a lot more daring than I am, and they performed much more extreme procedures.
I found a very ultra giga cute girl.
Gynecomastia is a condition where the breast
She
tissue
likes Final Fantasy and cosplay and anime, and she
hormonal imbalance. Usually it just
does
resolves
LARP,
itself on its own, but sometimes it doesn't.
and she's so pretty, dude. It's crazy.
Such was the case for a Redditor named Absol.
And she's not
He spoke
fake,
about his
and she lives
experience in a
right
thread
here.
named TIFU performing self-surgery on my
I think I'm in love.
gynecomastia. He went
That
to
is
the
crazy.
doctor's office
That is
after
insane.
discovering a hard rubbery nodule on his chest. This could actually be a symptom of breast cancer, which men do get. Thankfully, it wasn't cancer, but it was diagnosed as gynecomastia, and it would have to be removed surgically. However, this is a procedure that is generally performed by a plastic surgeon, and it's considered elective, and that would cost thousands of dollars that he didn't have. It's wild how many of the gruesome stories that I cover are caused by failings of the medical system. He noted that despite the insurance company determining that his problem was cosmetic, the gynecomastia actually wasn't visible, but he could feel it, and it was painful. It was a sensation that he could feel all day long, and it was bothering him constantly. And he realized that something had to be done, if just for the sake of his mental health. And without a way for him to
What the
save
fuck?
up the surgery money in a reasonable amount
This
of time,
must be
he
fake, I
decided
swear
he's
to
gonna do
God.
it himself. First, he made the anesthetic. I created an anesthetic using lidocaine 10% based tattoo numbing cream. I dissolved the numbing cream in water, then injected it under my skin several times around my left nipple till it was completely numb. Noted that he also posted this anesthetic as a life pro tip. Then I took a sterile scalpel and sliced into my breast, directly alongside my nipple, completing a half circle around the nipple through all layers down to the muscle, about an inch of skin fat and whatever. If I had to guess, I'd expect that he hadn't exactly carved the neatest possible half circle nipple carving. He's giving himself titty surgery like he's Ricky-O tying his tendons together. Probably doesn't have the steadiest hand in that moment. Probably left his nipple looking like Kirk Van Houten's drawing of dignity. And he also says that his scalpel is sterile. But I kind of don't think that the guy who can't afford surgery has money for his own personal autoclave at home. You can get it sterile-ish, but not as much as you would probably like for a surgery. Although, according to another comment he makes, he was preventing infection by taking a round of antibiotics in the days leading up to the surgery. He continues, "Here, I made several mistakes. The first mistake was that he cut into the top side of his nipple so he could see his work, but the nodule was on the lower side. He also just plumb forgot to get a second tool to actually get the nodule out. So he had to improvise and use the back end of the scalpel, and also his fingers to dig it out of himself. Hope he cut his nails. He was only able to partially accomplish the removal and said that most of the nodule remained. At this point, he's also bleeding profusely because, as he put it, he had severed a medium-sized vein, and his heart rate was now 130 BPM. He's gushing blood like a kung fu movie, so he's like, you know what? What he does next is so funny.
Gonna be a
After
slow
all this,
day,
he just goes to the
but we're gonna
hospital
get
and has
shit
them stitch him
done.
up. It's like,
I just have to
you
wait
know
for the
what, I just
website
chopped
to
up
get
my
back
own
online, and then we
menu.
can
Now you
start
guys fix
optimizing
it.
Windows. I'm
Maybe
gonna
he
go
was hoping
through
that they would just
all the
grab the
settings
rest
for
of the
Windows. We're
burger
gonna
in there. But
optimize this.
also, I'm guessing he didn't have to pay out of pocket
Make
for this
everything
because
quick,
now
nice
this
and
is no
fast.
longer cosmetic. Now he's in the middle of a medical emergency. The next day, the swelling has gone down, and he feels the degree to which the nodule is still mostly there, although now it's not attached directly to the nipple. TLDR performed self-surgery to remove lump in breast and did not get it all. I love the framing of this, that the mistake isn't that he mangled himself, it's that he didn't get it all. So the commenters are like, dude, what's wrong with you? To which he replies that he's actually done this before. He's removed sebaceous cysts and itchy moles. He taught himself how to do these kinds of surgeries through YouTube videos. Admitting this,
There is no way you
caused a
can
bunch of
teach
commenters to
this
say that perhaps the issue
via
is
YouTube
actually
video,
a
'cause
mental
I
one and you
tried.
feel compelled to operate on yourself. In any case, he states that once this is healed up, he plans to go back in and get the rest. He also promised pictures and videos of the next attempt, which never came because he just completely abandoned the account a few days later. The next story takes us to Korea in the 80s.
That's
The
crazy,
story
dude. That
of
is
a woman
crazy.
named Han Hae-kyung, aka Han Myoku. Han Myoku was born in the early 60s to a very poor family.
Let's see what this one is
struggled
doing.
to make ends meet. And because of this, she became determined to become a rich and famous singer so that she could provide a better life for her parents. Luckily for her, she turned out to be very good looking in her early 20s, as she found success as a model and a club singer, becoming known to some as the Korean Brooke Shields. But she wanted more. The local success was nice, but it wasn't satiating that fire that had been burning in her since she was young. And at that time, there was more opportunity in Japan. So against her parents' wishes, she leaves Korea and goes to Japan in search of bigger things. But the thing about a market that has more opportunity, it also has more competition, and she's not seeing as much success as she had hoped. She starts comparing herself to all these other women who are getting the jobs she wants. She would eventually spend so much time looking in the mirror, examining her face, and finding flaws that were basically imperceptible to anyone else, that her friends called her the mirror princess. She felt that she had to do something if she wanted to succeed. Why not get some work done? So at the age of 28, she has her first procedure. I saw some claims that she had work done on her jaw, which she thought was too wide, but most sources seem to point to her getting some fillers injected. And the fillers are what ultimately become her downfall. The first procedure goes really well for her. She's getting compliments and she likes how it looks, but it's still not enough. So
Man,
gets
it's
another.
always after the first
Gets another.
procedure,
It gets to a point where she's not only spending all of her money
then
on
it goes
surgery,
downhill.
she's also taking out loans to get procedures. And at a certain point, these operations start to get really visible negative side effects.
Wait, is this real? From this to this?
To work on her. And honestly, they probably should have started doing this way before, but you know, people like money. Some surgeons even told her that her problem was mental and not physical. And at some point, she actually did literally start hearing voices.
so many
in her head
people with
telling
this
her to get
issue.
procedures done. And once she got them done, they would be temporarily silenced. In any case, now in this condition, she's getting no jobs. And now she's broke because she spent all of her money on plastic surgery. So she's forced to return home to her parents, and they don't even recognize her at first. They immediately bring her to a doctor who also determines that this is actually a mental health issue, and she receives medication to treat the mental health issue. But of course, the treatment proves to be too expensive and she's forced to stop it. And when she stops it, the compulsion returns. When she started getting these surgeries, it was to get a competitive edge in the entertainment industry, but now the entertainment industry is the furthest thing from her life. The
Ich hab total Muskelkater von gestern.
And really, this story shows you how addiction isn't necessarily always something that comes from a drug and it can sneak up on you. So now she's searching out procedures in Korea and the doctors are all still refusing her. But eventually, she does manage to find one shady doctor who'll do it. In fact, not only does he perform the procedure, he provides her with a supply of silicone to inject and shows her how to do it herself. Eventually, the supply runs out and she can't afford it anymore. So she starts looking for other stuff she can use. She tries things like moisturizing lotion, cooking oil, and even cement. This, of course, completely deforms her face because these materials are nothing like
That's not real, that's not her, right?
medical grade silicone. Some of it hardens into lumps, some of it migrates down into her neck. Now the neighborhood children make fun of her and call her the fan lady because she has a skinny body and a big head that resembles a fan. She doesn't want to be subjected to this ridicule day in and day out, so she becomes a bit of a recluse. She can't get a job, but she's continually clashing with her parents. So she moves out with what little money she has left. And with no one left in her life now to even try to help her, she completely hits rock bottom. But being an extremely conspicuous person, her story starts to spread locally. Then in 2004, a Korean TV show covers her story. The hope was that they could raise money for her surgery and find a doctor who could try and do something. And sure enough, the Korean audience was touched by her story and managed to donate enough
I
for
feel
her to
so
get
bad
10
for her.
procedures. Throughout these procedures, several pounds of foreign substances were removed from her face. The size of her head was significantly reduced. Now there are some other side effects to the procedures, particularly slurred speech, and she couldn't blink anymore. Although she was left with these side effects and they weren't able to completely restore her looks to normal, she did become more comfortable being able to go out into the world, and it was reported in 2013 that she was working at a thrift store called The Beautiful Shop. But where is she now? According to a lot of the coverage I saw, she passed away in December of 2018. According to some, she took her own life. Some claim that she died of a random illness, and others claim the truth has never been revealed.
Yeah, she killed herself.
With this story in
5 years
particular,
later.
I found a lot of discrepancies in the different coverage. Some of it was specific dates were different. In other reports, there was no shady doctor, and injecting herself was her own idea. Some sources said that she contacted the TV show herself and asked them for help. A lot of these discrepancies can be chalked up to people playing a massive online game of telephone with the story, and a lot of it is probably due to translation issues.
I feel
Several
sick,
of the
dude.
more thorough articles I saw appeared to be Korean translated to Chinese translated to English, and some of them even included pictures of women who weren't her. For some reason though, it also seems like a lot of weird AI generated stuff has latched onto this story. For example, I couldn't find any articles that were specifically about her death, but I could find a bunch of sites that sell school essays that have pieces about her death and talking about how it's a cautionary tale. And perhaps the strangest of all,
That's
I found
crazy,
multiple
man.
sites claiming that she's married to Beau Biden, and they have 2 kids, Hunter Biden and Natalie Biden. Beau Biden, of course, is Joe Biden's son who died in 2015. Natalie is Beau's actual daughter, and Hunter, of course. You know Hunter. I am very confident in saying that none of this is true. I have no idea why the bots and AI think this. Perhaps it latched onto a joke someone made at some point and thought it was real. Perhaps it scraped the news site that happened to talk about the Bidens and this story on the same day. But in the history of me doing this channel, I don't think I've ever seen another story that was this fraught with so many different conflicting and usually obviously wrong stories. This last story takes us to Mexico, and thankfully this one has a happy ending. On March 25th of 2000, a 40-year-old pregnant woman went into labor. She lived in a very remote part of Mexico, and the nearest hospital was roughly an 8-hour drive away. It was getting late, and her husband was out drinking with no way to contact them. There was no way that she was getting to this hospital in time. She tried to tough it out for as long as she could, but after about 12 hours, she knew that this was it. That baby must come out. While it's not ideal for a woman to give birth on her own, it is something that's happened throughout history. And she already had 8 children, so she knew what to expect.
Oh,
Here's
shit.
the thing. Her last pregnancy 3 years earlier ended with the baby dying because of an obstructed birth. She was not about to let that happen again. So here's what happens. She pours herself 3 shots of rubbing alcohol. She grabs a kitchen knife, and she slams those shots like she's Kurt Russell and gets to work. After about an hour-long struggle in a squatting position, and after 3 attempts, she eventually manages to slice herself from the vag upwards and create a hole.
No, I can't watch this, dude.
She cuts the
Oh my god.
umbilical cord with a pair of scissors. The baby's healthy and crying. Then she wraps her wound in an old sweater and passes out. A bit later, she comes to and sees her 6-year-old. She tells him to go get help, and then she passes out again. Several hours later, the child returns with 2 nurses. The woman is conscious again, and one of the nurses stitches her back up with a needle and a thread. I'm not talking like some kind of medical grade needle and thread. I'm talking a needle and thread like you would mend a pair of pants with. She's driven to that faraway hospital in the city, where they find that despite there being nothing remotely sterile involved, there's no infection, and her organs are completely unharmed. Then they close her up with the real stuff, give her antibiotics, and her newborn leave the hospital a week and a half later with no problems. In March of 2004, 4 years after the incident, 4 of the doctors who handled the situation published their findings to the International Journal of Gynecology and Obstetrics. Self-inflicted cesarean section with maternal and fetal survival. They noted that at this point, there are no other known cases where a woman performs a cesarean section on herself and survived. For reasons that are extremely
Oh my god, my
obvious,
gut is
the story
wrenching,
began
dude.
to
That is
receive attention. A few
insane.
months later in June, the Associated Press would catch up with this woman who was identified as Inez Ramirez Perez and her now 4-year-old son, Orlando, who at the time of the interview was healthy and playing with his dog in the yard. When asked what drove her to such an extreme, she had this to say: "If my baby was going to die, then I decided I would have to die too. But if he's going to grow up, I was going to see him grow up, and I was going to be with my child. I thought that God would save both our lives." She also noted that she was confident enough to do what she did because of her experiences with slaughtering livestock. I guess it's kind of the same thing. And also she warned that nobody else should try to do this. Obviously there is some skepticism towards her story because there are no eyewitnesses.
It is
of her
nuts,
having
dude.
done this. But as AP noted, all the doctors who saw her at the hospital are fully convinced that the story happened exactly as she tells it. One of the doctors that dealt with her when she arrived at the city hospital, Dr. Honorio Galvan, could not believe that someone did this without anesthesia and didn't die. He also noted that this could potentially tell us something about human immune systems. That she survived so much pain and developed no infections may tell us that there are populations with an innate resistance so strong that they can tolerate what urban groups can't. It's an incredible response of the human body. And I know there's probably some of you watching that are like, hey, maybe I'm one of the ones that has this super resistance. If you're watching this video, that is probably not you. But anyway, that's all for now. If you like this video, turn on notifications and check out my video about the people who sat so long that their skin fused to their seats. I'm out.
Crazy shit, holy fuck, what the fuck? I felt my gut wrenching. That is insane. Let's see what new video Wavy has.
In 2022, I published a video telling the story of YouTuber Zayzef, a self-described incel, RuneScape addict, and internet troll. Most known for a video he uploaded 7 years ago titled I Got Hugged by a Girl.
I want to tell you something that happened to me today.
Do I remember this
I got
guy?
hugged by a girl. She was my cousin.
This girl hug video would turn the kid into a living meme of sorts, and for many years, Zayzef, real name Alexander Rudenko, was revered as an underdog, a McLovin-type character who vlogged and documented his many embarrassing attempts at getting a girlfriend, openly sharing these efforts with the fan base who, despite the guy's creepiness, appreciated Zayzef's honesty regarding his suboptimal standing in the realm of women.
Have you ever wanted to be my girlfriend? Will you be my girlfriend? Will you be my girlfriend? No?
And she said, oh, don't touch me. And then she, with her water bottle, she
Oh nee, ich hab sie noch nicht getroffen.
water on me. And I was all wet.
I need to get a girlfriend before I die of loneliness and depression.
Ich schreib grad eine mit ihr.
I have a boyfriend, I'm sorry.
Aw, dang it.
Zayzef was so incompetent in his dealings with those of the opposite sex that many speculated that he could have been acting as a character intentionally, you know, amplifying his creepiness in videos for comedic purposes. But then 2018 happened.
And is arrested after trying to meet up with a 13-year-old girl for sexual activity. The two met over social media, but little did he know he was actually meeting up with an undercover Roseville police officer.
In this year, any notion of Zayzef not being a creep would be thrown out the window.
Dude, he's
when he was
ripped.
arrested for committing the cardinal sin endeavored upon by many a disgraced YouTuber, attempting to meet up with someone he thought was a minor.
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
Yes, the once thought to be innocuous incel through social media would make contact with someone who he thought was a 13-year-old girl and would allegedly make plans to meet her for sexual activity. However, when he arrived, the YouTuber wasn't met with a minor, he was met with an officer of the law, a Roseville City policeman, in fact, and he was promptly booked. Abstaining from admitting guilt, Alexander's plea in response to the charge of contacting a minor with the intent to commit a specified sex offense would go down as no contest, and he would be sentenced for his egregious plot, made to serve 364 days in jail and a stint of probation. Following this disgraceful deed and time in the slammer, Zayzev completely abandoned his once bustling channel, leaving behind a fan base who now hated him in a cursed backlog of videos, the contents of which became even more unsettling in light of his, at the time, recent arrest. Other than a few Yu-Gi-Oh! Live streams on a second channel, all things considered, it looked like Zayzev's story was over. Maybe his encounter with the law shook some sense into Alex, and perhaps now he would be content in fading away from the public consciousness, thankful that his crime didn't land him serious prison time. That's what I thought, but boy was I wrong. Much has transpired in the world of Zayzev in the 2 years since I last spoke about him. Alleged activity that has landed him behind bars not once, but twice, with the registered sex offender now facing over 10 years in prison for allegedly committing crimes very much similar to his original indictment.
I want to show you who we're talking about. 26-year-old Alexander Anatolievi Rudenko from Sacramento County. He was already a registered sex offender, now accused of assaulting 2 teen girls, one just 13 years old.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves. How did Zayzev go from his quiet post-2018
to full-on rapist
Yu-Gi-Oh! Streams to a cold jail cell for the second time? When Zayzev was released from jail in 2019, he returned to a place of great familiarity, his childhood bedroom at his mom's house. Alex's probation had little stipulation around internet use, and he would quickly slide back into some old habits. Those, of course, being excessive online gaming, and later in 2021, posting videos to YouTube. There were several live streams containing Yu-Gi-Oh! And RuneScape gameplay posted around this time, all of them being broadcasted to the relatively obscure Zayzev Live channel, which was Zayzev's backup channel. While Alex did not speak in these videos, they are still significant in that it makes clear that he was very much active online after the incident. And while certainly meeker in presence, it seemed, despite his shameful criminal conviction, the guy still felt himself an individual worth following. Alex would post streams infrequently for some time. However, no real following would ever materialize, and the live channel struggled to break just 1,000 subscribers. The viewer counts were even more underwhelming. With his name besmirched, few sought out the registered offender's new content, and seeing this, a discouraged Zayzev would become infrequent with live streams, turning more private in regard to his online activity, and beginning a period of elusiveness after uploading a Yu-Gi-Oh! Stream in January of 2022. One might naively think that after slinking away from these streams, Alex had come to the conclusion that he needed to leave the online life that had brought him nothing but trouble behind him, and maybe take a new path, stepping into the real world and getting an actual job and some friends. But anyone familiar with this self-described incel?
Nee, ich bin immer noch ein Wrack, aber
Sadly, what we find
ich versuche mich zusammenreißen.
continued rotting at his mom's apartment.
Aber ich will darüber nicht reden. Also das, was ich preisgebe von mir, ist alles, was du kriegst. Und darüber will ich auch nicht eingehen oder so.
He had
Also
allegedly begun dabbling in the world of underage girls once again. On August 30th,
das finde ich
2022, Alexander
zu persönlich, so Sachen. Auch wenn ich manchmal drüber rede, da brauche ich keinen Austausch darüber.
Serious than his solicitation of a minor charge from 2018. Authorities were accusing Alex of sexually assaulting not one, but 2 underage girls, aged 13 and 17 respectively. In total, he was hit with 5 suspected sexual abuse-related charges, including lewd acts with a child under 14, sodomy, and oral copulation. While it's unclear to me exactly how Alex came into contact with these girls, the media has reported that police had been monitoring Alex for some time, stating that he was known to frequent public parks and public spaces around Sacramento County. I think the implication of this statement from the police is rather obvious. Alex was swiftly put behind bars, but was controversially given a $135,000 bond. And the registered offender accused of another crime related to child predation was once again free to walk the streets, only serving a day in jail. While he would of course have to eventually go to court, the Roseville community was outraged at the decision to give him bail and let him walk. Like, why the fuck is a registered offender getting hit with the same shit allowed to walk away? The news of Zazev's arrest and the ludicrous circumstances surrounding his situation would be covered by the local press, who went to Alex's apartment complex to interview concerned citizens, and most notably, Alex's own mother, an individual who many, including the reporter, felt were enabling Alex.
This is Alexander Rudenko's latest mugshot, but he didn't stay in jail long, returning to his apartment complex in Antelope a day after being arrested for sexually assaulting teens. The address is right over here. What do you make of that?
It's not right. He shouldn't be here, plain and simple.
Ernesto Hernandez, a father of 3, concerned to say the least. Rudenko is accused of sexually assaulting teen girls, one 17, the other 13 years old. Should people be worried about their children out here?
Oh no, I'm living here for 5 years with him.
I went to his apartment. His mother answered the door saying her son has autism, doesn't communicate well, and there's no proof he did anything wrong. But these charges, did he touch those little girls?
I don't know. I have no idea, but I don't think so. Maybe those girls
He probably did.
has to be responsible for them too.
Oh yeah, Mom.
The
It's
woman is
minor's
based.
responsibility. Real classy. Despite the outcry from the public, Zazev would remain out of a cell and was allowed to continue his degenerate, neat lifestyle from the comfort of his mom's while he waited for his day in court. Just under 3 months later, Alex would be back online, quietly live streaming from his room again, almost in spite of the serious charges that he was facing. He broadcasted to an audience consisting of virtually 0 viewers,
like me,
with stream titles that reflected his deeply isolated nature and further slide into gaming addiction and depression. Wasting my life in games. Can't sleep playing games. Wasting life in video game. No life black pill doomer playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. Typically, I'd see some titles like this and
This guy
assume
is
them to be
amazing.
ironic, but I found that with Zazev, things that he says or do that appear ironic are typically just his actual
Bei
thoughts.
deinen Follow My
Like
Socials im
before,
Bildschirm,
these
welche
streams were
Social Media soll die Kamera
non-commentated, with
darstellen?
Alex remaining tight-lipped regarding his current legal
Keine
situation.
bestimmte?
However, around this period, Zazev would for the first time speak to someone in a public capacity regarding his original 2018 crime. This conversation would occur on the YouTube channel John Drinks Water. During a November 22nd of 2022 stream, the host takes a call from a viewer in chat who was none other than Alex himself. He was apparently a longtime fan of John's content and decided to break his silence, speaking somewhat candidly with the streamer. This call is significant in that it gives us some insight into Alex's perspective on his previous 2018 crime, and if he was remorseful for what he had done. And given some of his statements, that didn't appear to be the case.
Did you go to jail?
Yeah.
How long were you in jail? What was that like?
1 year.
Oh my god.
Like, yeah, it was not like violent or anything. Nothing bad happened over there. It was just really depressing and boring. But yeah, I get to read like books and watch TV sometimes.
Wait, aren't you like a sex offender or something?
Yo, see you later.
Yeah, now I am.
So are you allowed to do a live stream?
Yeah, I'm still allowed to be on the internet.
Oh, okay. What's the story with that? What's the details and what happened with that?
I don't know. I don't really want to talk about that. But it's just, yeah, it was like a sting operation. So then I was caught pretending to be an underage girl, like Chris Hansen.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
So if somebody looks at the sex offender map, you're on it, I guess.
Yeah.
Like forever.
I'm not sure if it's forever. It's at least 20 years, I think.
What's your deal? What are you autistic?
I might be. I have the mind of a child, I guess, if that counts as autistic.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I said I have the mind of a child.
Zazev, a convicted offender awaiting his second trial related to an alleged sex offense, had very much become a black-pilled incel doomer, a deeply disturbed individual with a troubled existence. And this isn't me playing mind reader, as Alex essentially confirms it himself. Remarkably,
That's crazy,
the live
dude.
streams I mentioned earlier and the live chats from within them are still archived by YouTube.
He's just like
Watching
me,
these
just I
streams, you'll
don't
find Alex typed
do
many
what he
messages
does.
in chat, communicating silently with the handful of viewers that tuned in. Reviewing these streams in their respective chats, you can get a glimpse into his desolation, with Alex describing himself as a black-pilled doomer, insinuating a deep depression.
Imagine arguing with people over the internet. Has to be effortless.
Honestly, these streams
I'm all
of
on
Alex
his side, dude.
chatting are some of the most depressing videos I've seen online. On the surface, these don't look like much, but when you really consider that Alex is essentially just typing into a void right here and is at this rock bottom state, there's something deeply unsettling about these streams. Just watching this guy wallow in isolation in a dark room, essentially opining about his shortcomings as a person and coping about being an incel to an audience of no more than 5 random strangers, it's sad, really. After viewing these stream chats, some of you out there may be tempted to
Amazon
feel a bit
delivery
sympathetic
is
for
coming.
Alex. Well, what I'm about to disclose next might change things for you. In June of 2023, Alex's time in the free world would finally
I'm gonna buy
come
something
to an
else on
end
Amazon now.
after he was once
I'm gonna buy a
again
keyboard.
arrested, now facing a new
A
slew of
musical keyboard.
charges surrounding minors.
It's
see,
not
let's see,
right. He
let's
shouldn't
see.
be here, plain and simple.
Nothing's changed since that outrage. Rudenko got out on bail for allegedly assaulting a 13-year-old girl and a 17-year-old girl. And just this week,
again, arrested for possession of child porn.
On June 28th, Alex was brought in, with authorities alleging that he was in possession of child
$50.
sexual abuse material. The previously convicted offender, who was out on bond, still fighting his second round of charges, now had been hit with a third set of disgusting allegations. This would obviously violate the terms of his bail. No longer allowed to rot in his bedroom at his mom's house, Alex would soon find himself in a cold jail cell as he awaits trial for both his alleged 2022 and 2023 infractions. And this time, thankfully, there is no new bond. About goddamn
I wanna buy a
time.
keyboard and a
Getting Alex to
violin.
trial has been easier said than done, as on numerous occasions, doctors have seemingly deemed Alex
Really
incompetent
could be fun
to
having a
stand
keyboard
trial.
right here. I have
A
enough
brief look
room
at an
for just to
online court
place it and play
database
whenever I
with
want.
updates surrounding
I
his
played a lot when I
cases
was
seem to suggest that
younger.
the legal process has been mired by Zayzef's
And the
apparent
violin I haven't
bouts of
played in like 20 years, so
Though
it's gonna be a
what has been
challenge.
established in court is
But
Zayzef's
it's my
plea
most
in
favorite
regard to the allegations,
instrument by far,
not
so
guilty. Yes, it appears the YouTuber intends to fight the charges pressed against him in court. Zayzef has even issued a message to the public from jail that was published to YouTube by the channel Shock City, where he alleges the police set him up in regard to his charges.
Hello, this is Alex Rudenko, and I'm currently in jail right now because of a big misunderstanding. I hope the victims can find it in their hearts to come out with the truth about me. I know the cops might have manipulated them to say stuff about me that isn't true. They're trying to give me over 10 years. I'm never going to be able to get a job. I'm never going to be able to get a family. My whole life is ruined, while everyone else in this situation is just sitting at home, hopefully enjoying their lives.
Those of you that are familiar with pedo hunter style videos are likely familiar with the sort of excuse that Zayzef is giving here. And while I'm not saying that he's lying or anything, I'm skeptical of the excuse, to say the least. Zayzef's spiral from cringeworthy kid to registered sex offender and alleged reoffender has been quite the spectacle to witness over the last several years. Despite being given numerous opportunities to turn his life around and several slaps on the wrist, Alex has still managed to find himself back in jail. So the question remains, will the cycle continue? Well, if Alex is found guilty of his alleged crimes by matter of him being in prison, I would say that the cycle wouldn't continue. However, if Alex beats the allegation and is released to rot in front of his computer screen again, the story of Zayzef will continue on. And let's just hope the darkest chapters are behind us. I'd like to give a big thanks to the patrons for supporting this video. Wavy Web Surf out. Peace.
Unboxing stream. Okay.
Today we'll be looking at the few yet extremely remarkable instances of YouTubers solving cold cases or finding a missing person. Let's get into it. IRL streamers find a missing teenager. In the summer of 2024, FaZe Clan member and live streamer Lacey, along with his friend Clicks, were IRL streaming in Miami, Florida. Everything seemed to be business as usual, with the two hungry streamers sitting down at the Starlight Cafe to eat lunch as they were spectated.
Yo, what's good, my brother? All right, Lacey, that was crazy. Good, bro.
While sitting at the table, the streamers can be seen interacting with a group of women behind them, until suddenly being interrupted by a shirtless young man wearing neon green shorts, the guy seemingly recognizing the two famous streamers.
Oh, hey, are you sparring, bro? Are you sparring? Yo, you good, bro?
It's not uncommon for IRL streamers to be approached by fans on the street, but something about this guy in particular was off. The teenager wasn't making any sense whatsoever.
Long-handed dab up. You got a boss spot? Yo. What? Hey, he's clean. Yo, God is real. Can I do this one? What do you say? What? Bro, are you good?
As you can see in the clip, he was barely coherent, stringing together sentences that didn't make much sense.
He's
While he
bugged,
was
they say in
friendly, it
chat.
was hard to ignore the eccentricities of his behavior, with the two streamers becoming somewhat confused. For lack of a better expression, the guy seemed kinda twacked out. At another point in the stream, a child, presumably a fan of the streamers, walked up and began talking to the group as well. In the background, you can see the teenager in the green shorts give the child a styrofoam cup, which he promptly took a sip out of. It's all just kind of weird, like what the fuck was in that cup? The streamers asked Neon Short Guy if he was good several more times, and then the mysterious individual eventually left after a few minutes of
I
chatting.
would fuck him up, dude, if he stand like this behind me.
Are you good, bro? Oh, no.
They shrugged off the strange encounter for the time. Later in the stream, though, the encounter was discussed again after their cameraman broached the subject, mentioning the styrofoam cup that the guy had.
Alright, real what drugs is that?
Bro, he gave the kid his drink.
What?
He gave the kid that walked up here his drink.
No, he didn't.
I swear to God.
Where's the kid?
He walked away with his dad.
Wait, the kid drank out of it?
Yes.
Wait, what?
I swear to God.
Why did you not fucking say
What do you want me to say?
Remembering this detail, the streamers began to speculate the strange neon short-wearing guy may have given a minor some sort of drug due to his erratic behavior, referencing that styrofoam cup that was being passed around. Eventually, the streamers would get to ask the guy about the cup, as he did return, with clicks asking him what was in it and questioning him on his intentions.
Yo. What was it? What was in the drink? What was in that drink?
In the drink?
Yeah. You gave it to a girl.
It was Coke from Beacon Hotel.
Like Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
Alright. Making sure you gave it to the kid.
And this is where this strange encounter ended. Lacey would soon re-upload the now notorious VOD to his YouTube channel on July 2nd, finding it nothing more than a curious encounter at the time. And that's when a strange twist unfolds in this story. Sometime after this VOD was published to the web, an email from a man claiming to be the brother of the teenager featured in the video was sent to FaZe Lacey, with the brother writing, "Hello, my name is Trent Coleman, and my missing little brother from Michigan was on Clicks and Lacey's stream in Miami. He is not on drugs, he is schizophrenic, and he is 17 years old. If someone can contact me about this, I would be so thankful. He has been missing for 3 months, and his case was put on homicide in Michigan." This was a shocking revelation, and after doing some research, it turned out to be true. Lacey would then post an email exchange and an image of the neon short kid to Twitter on July 3rd, his post urging people to contact the proper authorities if they had any information on his current whereabouts. He then linked to an article in the replies, which gave much needed context for how this had happened. Apparently, the neon short teenager was named Troy Coleman, who originally lived with his family in Flint, Michigan. Troy had been missing since May of that same year, something that was very concerning given the fact that he suffered from schizophrenia hallucinations, and he didn't have medication with him, though his father did clarify in the article that his son was not dangerous. The local police department had even posted about it on their Facebook page at the time, but no leads came up. It had gotten so bad that his disappearance was being investigated as a potential homicide, with his family concerned that they would never find him again until they eventually stumbled across the aforementioned live stream on YouTube. The diagnosis fully explained Troy's strange behavior. He hadn't been on drugs, he had been suffering
So
from
I'm gonna
his
add to my
condition.
stack.
This fact actually resulted in Lacey getting criticism for some online users, with one
We
replying,
have
quote,
Boron?
"Damn, making fun of random people don't seem so funny now, does it?" In fairness to Lacey and his friend, the teenager's behavior was extremely bizarre, and there was no way for them to have known the full backstory here. If the same incident happened to anybody else, they most likely would have reacted the same way. That aside, the story
Multivitamin?
seemingly came to a close when a day later, Lacey tweeted, "We got into contact with his brother and told him what hotel he said he was staying at on stream. He had been found and placed in a holding cell in Miami until he gets transferred back to Michigan with his family." In an
Vitamin
ironic
C?
twist, Troy had only given out the name of the hotel he was staying at after being questioned on the contents of his drink.
What was in that drink?
In the drink?
Yeah. You gave it to a girl.
It was Coke from Beacon Hotel.
Like Coca-Cola?
Their concern of him being on drugs or like passing out lean was
Vitamin
actually the reason
D3,
why police
K2?
got to him and found him. The Flint, Michigan Police Department made a follow-up post on their Facebook page thanking everybody for their assistance. However,
And
one
two fish
question
oil.
remained. How did a schizophrenic teenager make his way from Michigan all the way to Florida, and why had he left home in the first place? All of this information would be revealed in an exclusive interview conducted by the news outlet People with his father, Weston. As the story goes, Troy had the idea of traveling to Florida in an attempt to spot
All the
celebrities,
vitamins.
gathering up money for his journey, and creating a plan on how he would get there. His father left Troy in the care of his grandfather due to him having to attend an appointment. Troy then stated he was going to the store, which is when he began his journey. He reportedly took a bus to Atlanta, but at some point was robbed out of all
vitamins
his
and the
money when
D3
he got
especially
there. He
during
then
winter
somehow
is
made it to Miami, where he was
really
arrested
making a
several
nice impact.
times for sleeping out in public.
Because I'm not
He
getting
never
so much
gave them his
sunlight.
real name, which is why he hadn't been discovered before this. When asked
Is
about
this-
the conduct of the two streamers, he stated,
Fuck
"I was
off.
upset that people were kind of making fun of him, but I was glad that they found him. And that's the most important thing. And I just didn't think those kids understood what he was going through. I wish they would have been a little nicer to him, but at the same time, they helped find him and didn't even know it." In a case of just the right person stumbling across an internet live stream, that's how FaZe Lacey and Clicks helped get a missing teenager home. Husband and wife YouTubers find a missing mass shooter. Fred McCoy and his wife Sheila are two history buffs who run an unassuming YouTube channel called Hatfield McCoy Museum Adventures. Their main claim to fame is their familial relationship to the McCoy family, one of the families notable for being a faction in the legendary feud between the Hatfield and McCoy families from Kentucky. Aside from YouTube, Fred and Sheila operate a small museum located in Liberty, Kentucky, dedicated to preserving the history of the Hatfield and McCoy feud.
Hey guys, Fred and Sheila McCoy, Hatfield McCoy Museum, FredMcCoy.com. Sheila's behind the camera.
Hi guys, hope you're having a great day.
Their videos were often centered around explaining the history of the conflict. But it took an abrupt turn in the summer of 2024 after a tragedy struck the local community.
And we move on to the urgent manhunt for a highway sniper suspect. 5 people wounded on a Kentucky interstate. Schools closed, people urged to stay inside.
On September 7th of 2024, a crazed 32-year-old gunman by the name of Joseph Couch opened fire on numerous vehicles traveling down I-75 near the city of London, Kentucky, physically injuring 5 people in the process. According to Fox 56, who obtained an affidavit related to the crime, the man had texted someone that he intended to, quote, kill a lot of people prior to doing this. The article also discusses how Couch was no stranger to the police, with numerous crimes under his belt. On one occasion, all the way back in 2015, he threw a rock at a dog and then threatened the owner of the dog with an AR-15. He also was arrested after giving a minor alcohol and illegally spray painting public property. According to an article by NBC, he had also been honorably discharged from the military and had PTSD. This painted the picture of an emotionally unstable man, though nobody could have anticipated his most recent violent outburst. While his exact motivations were unclear other than wanting to kill people, the fallout surrounding the incident was swift. The local communities were terrified, with schools in the surrounding areas closing down as law enforcement hunted for the individual. This shooting was different than many other mass shootings that we've seen pop up in recent years, as Couch had actually managed to escape law enforcement in the time following his attack, escaping into the thick wilderness of rural Kentucky. Yes, despite the brazen nature of the shooting, nobody knew where the criminal was in the time immediately after it. He had escaped. And given the fact that the crime had taken place next to a massive forested area, investigators had no choice but to simply scour as much land as they could until something came up. Authorities would eventually catch a break after discovering Joseph's SUV parked on the side of the road. However, this break didn't count for much, as they would spend the next week desperately searching the area around the SUV for the deranged gunman in the massive swath of land that was the Daniel Boone National Forest, their search not yielding anything. They became so desperate that they offered the public a $35,000 reward for anybody who could provide information on Couch's whereabouts. And this is where the McCoys came in.
$35,000. That's a sweet little piece of money. We're going looking for him. We're hoping he finds us, but we're going looking for this Couch guy, Joseph Couch.
Joseph Couch.
And for the reward, I guess you could call us bounty hunters.
The married couple believed that they could help the police find him, with the reward money being an added incentive. They too combed the same forest as the officers, deciding to document their journey on their YouTube channel, jokingly referring to themselves as bounty hunters. At first, they had no success finding him, but this all changed during a live stream that took place on September 18th.
It's a good thing we're still getting signal. Guys, y'all might see me fall on my tail today.
And what can only be described as a freak stroke of luck, this couple stumbled upon the body of mass shooter Joseph Couch in the woods while they were live. The live stream opens up with the two explaining that they had spotted several buzzards and vultures circling the area, leading them to believe that a corpse was rotting nearby. Normally, buzzards are treated as a bad omen, but the couple saw these birds as a hint that perhaps something of interest was nearby. That being said, it's highly unlikely that either of them expected to discover what they would eventually find during their search of the buzzard area.
Sheila, what is that? Hey, I have got the flu. Can't smell a thing. Sheila, we're on it. We're on it. See why they ain't filming.
Back, it just screamed. Sorry.
Bounty hunting.
Guys, if you could smell this right now, OMG. Apples. Mmm. Oh, Lord, this is nasty. Oh, my goodness, this is gross.
After about 10 minutes of searching, they came across an area with an incredibly pungent, disgusting smell, believing it to be coming from a dead body or an animal. Their suspicions proved to be correct. After roughly half an hour of scouring the area, the couple stumbled across a human corpse. In their minds, it was undoubtedly the man they were looking for.
You found him? Oh, my Lanta.
Joseph Couch had been found dead, and they alerted nearby authorities. The incident received widespread attention, not only because the mystery surrounding Joseph Couch's whereabouts had been solved, but because he had been found by an unassuming middle-aged couple knocking about in the woods on live.
I had seen a vulture fly up out of the holler with something in his mouth, and I thought, well, don't call nobody yet, could just be an animal. And then Sheila said, I smell something, but all of a sudden I could smell it. It was that strong.
The live stream was flooded with positive comments, with one user stating, quote, "Troopers didn't find him. These two hardworking citizens did, and they deserve the reward money and recognition." As promised, the two were given their reward for the hard work and dedication. The official Facebook account for the City of London made a post congratulating them, stating they had been given a check for $10,000 and that they would be given the rest in increments. As the media hype surrounding them was at an all-time high, the McCoys also decided to post a video reflecting on the ordeal to their channel. While most of the video was them recalling already known details, they did include a heartfelt apology to the family of Joseph Couch, making it clear that they had no intention of being disrespectful.
First of all, we would like to apologize to Joseph Couch, his family. We did not mean to be disrespectful in any way whatsoever. I'm sorry that you have to go through this, and I deeply apologize.
While some might find it odd, it showed a level of genuine empathy that didn't go unnoticed by the comment section. At the very least, their community is now able to rest knowing the killer has been found. Thanks to Sheila and Fred, this mass shooting mystery was finally solved and the case closed. I find it also somewhat funny that the Hatfields and McCoys are still making headlines all these years later. Determined YouTuber finds a missing veteran. James Hinkle is the owner and operator of the Echo Divers YouTube channel. While on the surface it may not seem like much of a channel given its small following, Hinkle and his team have had more of an impact than most people on YouTube.
I don't have any premonitions or anything like that, I don't even believe in it, but this just checks off so many boxes and it's extremely accessible. It is a very good target, I will say that.
According to Echo Diver's YouTube bio, they use a variety of methods to help solve missing persons cases. And when James stumbled across one particular story, he knew that he had to do something to assist the family of the missing. Donnie Irwin was a 59-year-old disabled military veteran who lived in Missouri with his wife. On December 29, 2013, he told her that he was going to make a cigarette run. However, he would never return, and his disappearance was a mystery for years. His loved ones were extremely hurt, and the authorities were totally baffled. No body had ever been recovered, and their searches had been fruitless. A decade later, Mr. Hinkle picked up on the story and decided to dedicate time to finding out what had happened, using the resources at his disposal.
when you look at it like this, the accident theory kind of makes sense. In order to prove or disprove this accident theory, I drove up and down 5 Highway, looking at the different locations, and considered if a car was in an accident, if they could be concealed into some small body of water or inside of a ravine.
In an interview later conducted with Outdoors.com, he said he had gotten involved due to family members also being in the military, stating, quote, "People in the military, I hold them on high. I believe those guys should be treated with the utmost respect and helped when they need it." The man decided to
By the way,
document his findings on his YouTube
I installed something new. Let's see if it works.
uploading a video a few months after concluding his investigation on the incident. A video titled "Missing Veteran Donnie Irwin Case Solved." In it, he laid out his thought processes as to how Donnie had died. Apparently, after exploring multiple dead ends, he found something.
Amazing.
Hinkle had stumbled across a small but relatively deep pond not too far from where the military veteran had last been seen. He was initially hesitant to fly his drone over the particular area due to its proximity to the airport, though he eventually decided to do so regardless. He used his drone to fly over the pond and obtain a better view. That's when he noticed a large metallic structure submerged under the water, reflecting back sunlight at him. He eventually decided to come back with permission from the landowner and kayaked out to the middle of the lake with the help of his team. After rowing over it and analyzing it with sonar, he determined that there was certainly something under the water, even filming it with his GoPro. A team of professionals were gathered to do a proper deep dive, where it was confirmed that it was in fact a vehicle. At first it was unclear what the make or model of the car even was due to how long it had been sitting underwater. However, an artificial hip would be found in the remains, all but confirming that it belonged to Donnie Irwin. Hinkle had solved the case. A statement from the sheriff's department was later released, thanking James Hinkle for his invaluable assistance, as well as everyone else who helped during the process. Irwin's family was of course saddened that the man was truly gone, but they were also grateful that the family had closure, with his sister stating, quote, "Wow, brother, what a special Christmas this is. Even though you're not with us, we know where you are now and we can rejoice because of it. I love you, brother, and miss you terribly. But I know it was God's will that brought you to us, and I know you're no longer in pain." YouTuber finds a missing woman in Hawaiian forest. Amanda Eller was a 35-year-old yoga instructor who lived in Maui. As you would expect, she loved nature and would often trek through the many trails Maui has to offer. On May 8th of 2019, she began a hike, expecting it to be an enjoyable walk around the densely wooded wilderness of Hawaii. During her hike, she decided to veer off course and meditate. Unfortunately, after she finished resting, she discovered she was unable to find her way back. Benjamin, her boyfriend at the time, immediately noticed she had gone missing and decided to report her as a missing person due to how long she had been gone. Authorities soon discovered that her vehicle was still located in the parking lot near the start of the trail. This was the first indication that she had simply gone missing as opposed to have been a victim of a crime. Strangely enough, though, she had left her cell phone and other belongings in the car. A search party was organized with one of its most outspoken members being Javier Cantalops, a friend of hers who coincidentally not only ran a diving company but also had a small YouTube channel as well. Her friend started a Facebook page called Find Amanda, with the story capturing the attention of the online community. Many internet users, most of whom had never even heard of Amanda, banded together in an attempt to not only find her, but to provide support to her loved ones as well. A GoFundMe was initiated to help fund the search, due to the fact that authorities refused to provide additional assistance after the 72-hour mark. Over the next 17 days, Amanda struggled in the wilderness alone, surviving off foraging, at one point even breaking her leg. While you might expect this to be too much for a single person to handle, she persisted, surviving day after day despite the hardships. Eventually, a helicopter operated by Javier and a couple of her friends spotted her waving for help down below. News of her rescue spread like wildfire as the community celebrated her return. She not only shockingly survived, but managed to stay relatively healthy, other than a few minor injuries. She filmed the video while in the hospital, thanking everyone for their support.
I have the most gratitude and respect and appreciation. I can't even put it into words for the people that have helped me, for the people that have prayed for me, for the people that were at base camp, for the people all over the world that somehow just wanted to be a part of this for the greater good.
As a show of appreciation for the outreach of her now large community, her loved ones held a barbecue cookout, where numerous good-willed individuals gathered to show support. When Javier and the two other men who were flying with him in the helicopter were asked about why they continued searching despite almost all hope being lost, they had this to say.
I just felt that that she was alive, man. You know, I was pretty much telling myself or telling everybody, you know, if we haven't found her and we haven't smelled her, then that's because she's on the move and she's moving out, and she's just way farther out than we think she is.
All of that aside, however, not everyone was a fan of Amanda Eller. While on the surface the story was inspirational, some detractors spun conspiracies that she wasn't telling the full story. Many accused her of losing her way due to drug use, with others theorizing that she had intentionally lost her way in an effort to scam people out of money with the GoFundMe page. She would respond to some of this outrageous criticism in an interview with CNN recorded on May 28th. She started the interview off, though, by characterizing the experience as a spiritual journey, and also claimed that she had let a voice guide her, which ended up getting her even more lost. In regard to the drug claim, she stated, quote, "I get high off of life, and I get high off people and heart." This did little to satisfy her critics. Some thought Amanda Eller didn't grasp the gravity of what she had been through, stating she had been extremely irresponsible and could have easily ended up like Noah. This resulted in the woman posting a video in which she apologized and took ownership for her mistakes, saying that it had been stupid to leave her belongings behind. She again emphasized how much everyone's support meant to her and elaborated on several more commonly asked questions to dispel any rumors of wrongdoing. It was also announced that any funds left over from her GoFundMe would be used to improve hikers' safety on the island, which seemed to quell the backlash. 5 years later, she would do an in-depth retrospective interview with ABC News, having a frank discussion about how the situation impacted her emotionally. Recalling the various rumors surrounding her, she stated, quote, "Anything you could think of that could possibly explain how I could come out of a 17-day experience like that and be in a positive state of mind. I think that people just created stories so their mind could grasp the situation. But what happened from that, unfortunately, is eventually it started to take a toll on me." After the incident, she moved away from Maui and started struggling with mental health. I guess the traumatic nature of the incident and the publicity catching up to her. She would have to go on a journey through therapy and working on herself for some time. As of the interview, she thankfully seems to be doing a lot better, but has made it clear the ordeal continues to affect her to this very day. According to the article, she now lives in Minneapolis, Minnesota with a romantic partner. And well, you made it to the end. Let me know what you guys thought about this video down below in the comments section, and let me know who or what you want me to talk about next. I want to give a major shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys. Wavy Web Surf out. Peace. Ghost hunters and paranormal investigators are typically a wacky bunch, and we've all seen on the internet, cringeworthy clips of these guys gaslighting themselves into thinking they've been touched by a fucking ghost.
You can cross over!
And with that said, today we'll be looking at some offbeat stories from the world of paranormal investigations where a ghost hunt truly turned dark. This is the criminal side of paranormal investigation. TikTok ghost hunter found dead with her blood drained. Earlier this year, there was a popular trend on the French-speaking corner of TikTok, which involved aspiring influencers trekking through haunted areas in Europe in the hopes of finding ghosts. Western Europe has always been a favorite region for those interested in hunting the supernatural thanks to the land's rich history, as well as its supposedly haunted medieval and Gothic buildings that are peppered about. 22-year-old French woman Ariana Natalie Lane may have been one of those eager participants. However, in March of 2024, an expedition into an apparent haunted region in Italy led to her own demise. From St. Priest, France, Ariana had made plans to tour Europe as a part of a ghost hunting adventure, where she reportedly told family that she was planning to investigate a haunted house that she believed was inhabited by supernatural beings. So she packed up her supplies for the journey to Chatelard Castle in Italy's Aosta Valley, where there was a haunted chapel close by, and she was hoping to witness some kind of supernatural occurrence. In the area near Chatelard Castle, witnesses described seeing Ariana along with a young male who had olive skin and dark hair. They were reportedly dressed, quote, like vampires, and that Ariana looked emaciated and pale. Some described her looking like a walking corpse. The two had apparently been asking around this local village where a good place to camp was, and it said that they allegedly discussed, the haunted chapel with some of these people as well, asking about it. Quote, they were dressed like two goths, all in dark, like those boys who venerate death. I thought two vampires, a local around the castle said. Ariana certainly had intentions of finding something frightening during her journey. Sadly, she would discover exactly that, but not in the way she had expected. On April 5th of 2024, a hiker would come across Ariana's decomposed body in an abandoned chapel. Something else that was disturbingly discovered when authorities arrived is that the woman's body had been drained of all of her blood. At the scene, authorities noted that the French woman's death was quite violent. Yet curiously, there wasn't any overt sign of a struggle with an assailant. It's almost as if she had allowed herself to be killed. The medical examiner described that the victim had been stabbed with a camping knife before bleeding to death. She was also shot 3 times, twice in the neck and once in the abdomen. However, it's believed that these wounds may have been inflicted after she had died. Police described the sheer amount of blood at the ghastly scene and how it had been spattered about across the floor. Along with the body, investigators also found a package of pink marshmallows amongst a few other store-bought items that were purchased at the local market. Later, police would determine that the killing took place sometime between March 26th and March 27th of 2024. So what was this? Well, the internet theorized that this was related to the haunted church she had been investigating. Something paranormal might have been afoot. Or perhaps maybe this was a bizarre sacrifice of sorts. She encountered a spectral demon that devoured her soul. What was it? Despite many online postulating supernatural theories for a death, the authorities had a different one in mind, and they claimed they were close to finding the source and the truth behind this death. Officers had narrowed down the potential suspects, leaving one man as the believed culprit, an individual who was described as having olive skin by the witnesses who saw them, Ariana's boyfriend. On April 10th of 2024, French officers were able to track down the suspect, 21-year-old Tema Soaib of Grenoble, France. This individual was arrested on suspicion of murder. You see, Tema had a bit of a track record when it came to alleged abuse, as authorities would find a prior arrest for a reported violence against Ariana, an incident that resulted in the boyfriend being ordered not to be close to the girl, an order that he obviously disobeyed. Investigators announced that they believed it was possible Ariana may have been a victim of what's called consented murder. The explanation for what this is in the name itself. Basically, it's a murder in which the victim gives consent to be killed, which to those who might not know is definitely illegal. The authorities, however, would reportedly walk this back and conclude that it was simply a homicide. The police would comment, quote, "It was not a case of rapture, jealousy, or passion. It is a classic femicide," which is murder of a woman, and it was determined by a motive of possession and the annulment of the victim's will. However, the internet was more focused on a possible sacrifice and thus began to blame the TikTok trend that had been happening all throughout France with the ghost hunters. A spokesperson from TikTok stated, quote, "No evidence has been presented that relates this tragic death to TikTok in any way. They said it was a false narrative." The boyfriend was later extradited from France to Italy, where he faced serious murder charges. Ghost hunters find a dead body. The old and abandoned Coon Memorial State Hospital in Vicksburg, Mississippi. It was built over 200 years ago and reportedly has become a nest for paranormal activity. Many ghost hunters flock to the area trying to find something spooky. However, in June of 2015, a group of paranormal hunters would find something more than just a ghost. They would find a murder victim. On June 28, 2015, ghost hunters investigating the hospital came across a trail of blood that led them out to the wood line surrounding the building. It would be here, behind the hospital, where these paranormal aficionados discovered a dead body. Upon this discovery, and despite them trespassing, they immediately called the police to report it, as one should. When authorities came upon the scene, they found that the body had suffered from a head injury. They then began looking into who this person was in an attempt to figure out what had actually happened. Officers continued their investigation, all the while not realizing they already had the culprit of this individual killing in custody. Hours before the body would be found, officers stopped a vehicle for a routine traffic stop for reckless driving. 33-year-old Raphael McLeod and his 20-year-old nephew were found inside, and it wouldn't take long for investigators to discover that the vehicle had been stolen. Raphael was found to be in possession of a stolen firearm as well. Later, it would be discovered that the stolen vehicle belonged to a woman named Sharon Wilson, a 69-year-old Vicksburg resident. The police then followed protocol and stopped at her house to alert her about the missing vehicle. However, nobody was there, and not only that, the interior of the house had been torn apart as if there was some sort of struggle. Sharon Wilson was then reported missing as officers determined that she had been seen the night before when she was with a group of friends that had come over to visit her. Soon, Raphael was being questioned about Sharon's disappearance, and that's when the call came in confirming the body of Sharon Wilson had been found at the abandoned hospital. Raphael then confessed to kidnapping Sharon Wilson from her Vicksburg home, murdering her and dumping her body behind the abandoned haunted hospital. In the confession, McLeod admitted to stalking Miss Wilson for at least one whole day, watching the house as the victim entertained her friends, waiting for his moment to strike. Later, he would say that he took her to the hospital because he believed that if anyone in the area heard gunshots, they wouldn't think to call the police. A coroner later determined that Sharon Wilson had died due to a gunshot to the head, and Raphael McLeod was charged with capital murder, rape, sexual battery, possession of a weapon after felony conviction, arson, home invasion, and burglary, and he was held in the Warren County Jail without bond. The nephew, however, did not seem to have anything to do with the crime and was let go. But the story wasn't over yet. Raphael McLeod escaped from jail in March of 2016 after taking one of the workers hostage using a makeshift weapon. It's believed while he was on the run, he had hidden himself inside the Coon Memorial Hospital. 8 days later, Raphael forced himself into a home and kidnapped a family. There was a long struggle that involved Raphael holding the family, a mother and father and child at knife point. The family attempted to make 2 911 calls, but neither got through to dispatch. All it would have taken was one call due to the 8-day manhunt that had been going on throughout the area. Yet the family did not seem to have any luck. During a struggle between the father and Raphael, the convict stabbed the man. And then later, after becoming irate,
alright guys, we're gonna play some
pooping on
PoE.
the floor, Raphael commanded the mother go to the bathroom and find some cleaning supplies. The mother saw her opportunity and made her way to where the family had a gun hidden. She then came downstairs, subsequently shot Raphael, then handed the gun to her husband, who fired a few more rounds. The family later flagged down a vehicle and reported the crime to authorities. Raphael McLeod was dead. After all of this, the tragic murder of Sharon Wilson led the town's board to accelerate its efforts in acquiring the former state hospital property with the goal of demolishing the building in the hopes of preventing crime occurring in the area again. They wanted to build a prison over it. Over the last few years, the case of Sharon Wilson has received a lot of public attention. A book has been published inspired by the crime, and a documentary about Raphael McLeod has been screened as well in the town of Vicksburg. While it's certainly tragic that Sharon passed away, good on the ghost hunters for reporting the crime and solving what could have become a cold case. The methed out
Alrighty. Just close a few things here. Better performance. Also, what I was gonna check is if. Hold on. This guy over here. Oh god, the music is so good. Yeah, we're gonna play violin with this. I was lying, by the way. It's not violin that's number one for me, it's a cello. And you might know it as a viola. But it's too big to be having it at home, so we have to go for the violin. Alright, let's see. We've been sparking around yesterday. It was quite nice. Like it. And what are we doing? I think I still need a single target. Probably arc, but not sure. You know what's amazing? Look at this shit. Look at this, dude.
It's been too long since I felt the
beast eyes.
Like a walking map like this is amazing. Not map, what's it called?
I am a Salat.
Hideout.
With the trail. It must be hard for some to understand our older traditions.
This is so sick. Fucking arcane search. I messed it up yesterday. Twice. Heck. Oh well.
The Halani gates have been closed. From what I can see, the Faridan have been preparing for war. This night now grows warm.
Okay, looks like we are strong enough for level 17. That's quite good. There we go. We want to exploit the elements, I believe. Let me check real quick, yeah. Oh, wait, there's a ruby ring. Oh, and we got the freezing gloves. Quite nice. I just can't seem to weave in any freezing spells besides my Arctic armor, which also is proccing, so it's fine. Look at the freeze. Beautiful, dude. That was beautiful.
There is power in this object. I can feel it.
In what, in the Regal? Gonna have to design something today, guys. I was thinking about like an elf. Whoa, what the fuck was this? Magma barrier. Look at this, what the fuck? Wow, it looks insane though, holy shit. Crazy. Maybe something Elden Ring themed. Like Marika did nothing wrong or something. Or Mesma. But we cannot be copywriting, so... Oh my god, what the fuck is happening? Oh! Scary shit, dude, what? We haven't tried a single rune yet, but also I don't know how to try them. Let's see, what is this? It's like a socket or something? I don't know. Oh my god, I'm stuck. What is this? He's immune to everything? I wonder what's the best like leveling skill. Because Spark seems pretty good. I just can't get enough of the graphics, they look amazing. By the way, last half of the stream yesterday my microphone started glitching out again. I became Mickey Mouse. So I have to check the sound real quick. I have no clue how to fix it. It happened twice now since I got a new microphone. But it's probably not a microphone, it's like something in the software. Just listen in here. Check, 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 mic check. Testing, testing, mic check. Testing, testing, mic check. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Test 1, 2, test, test, test. Mic check 1, 2. Testing, 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 testing. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check. All right. I don't know. We have to figure this out at some point. It sounds good for now, I think. the best solution is gonna be like a soundboard, probably. Like a... what's it called? Like a soundboard. I think they also started like $50 or so. Oh shit. Enter the mine. I hate mine levels. Mines and water? Nope.
This mine was sealed with some still inside. Corruption seems to have taken them.
Corruption. Okay, these guys are a little bit more tanky.
Nothing would stand in my way.
So we go for the damage. Okay. These shits are fast as fuck, dude. Wonder how late game is gonna be. I'm gonna be like a glass cannon probably, because tanking is not gonna be possible. Holy shit. Oh shit. What the fuck? Nice. What is he throwing grenades? Flashbang? So he put gas over here. I wonder if I bait the flame into gas if it explodes. We're gonna try it now. Oh my god. Oh my god.
There is power in this object. I can feel. One, please.
The sound in this game, dude, the voice acting is
Just don't touch me.
next level. Holy shit.
Quickly.
I'll check this out. Ooh, that's a good one. We lose a little energy shield, but everything else is nice. It's an upgrade for sure. Wait, can I press shift or something? Ah, there we go. Nope. It just tells me the rolls, okay. Oh, first weld actually. Okay. Now we can do the thing.
be of
This will think quick. Okay, here we go. Alright.
I know he intends to feed the Helani, but there is. So let us.
Oh, let's go. Did I unlock a thing here? No. Okay, we need to unlock another gem. ASAP.
Let us see if the defector's information. This passage is how the traitor betrayed her people. Now I explore its secret.
Okay, I'm a level above and it feels rough. I guess we need some upgrades, like item upgrades. My wand is quite shit. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, this is what I wanted. But yeah, we can't. Okay. Okay, what else? Check out this. More range. Not that much. Those spiders look crisp and clean, dude.
Feel the chill. Garukan favors me.
Getting used to her accent, actually starting to like it. Garukan favors me. I just find it kick that they give all of them like a Russian touch. Like all of them. Is this?
and the sisters 5. Beautiful. I can't do that yet.
The traitor Balbala has been sentenced to 1,000 years of suffering as a djinn, bound in this place of her dishonor. Let no woman or man of Naraka blood enter her prison before her time is served.
The traitor must be sealed within these doors. Your punishment should have ended long ago.
What is this?
Dear woman, you are centuries late.
What the fuck?
Aria, face me.
What happened? What? Poison ground? I'm dead? What? Huh? What?
The traitor must be sealed within these doors.
Dear woman, you are centuries late. Aria,
get back!
Okay, there it is again. So we have poison here, and then there is this.
I can't do that yet.
So am I supposed to touch this?
I need more time. I need more time.
So I touch it? No? What do I have to do? I don't understand!
After all this time, this was...
What? Let's level first, and then we come back here. Is there like a consumable I have to take, or a mechanic I have to beat, or what is it? Maybe we have to out DPS or out heal. Could be like a gear check, you know? That would be crazy. Let's go again. Big boy flask, maybe we can craft. Okay, what the fuck is this?
Sealed within these doors.
Tell woman, you are centuries wounded.
Whoa, 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 whoa. The sidestep. Okay, what is it? So we got poison spreading. Now it hits me. And now I'm dead. Balbala the traitor. I'll Google it.
Balbala the Traitor in Act 2 of Path of Exile 2 Beta can be a very confusing fight because of the poison mechanic in the game. So yeah, I'm gonna tell you how to do that shit. So what's confusing is that there's no real indication of what you're supposed to do during the poison phase. When the poison starts going off the ground like you see there, you might think it's those golden circles. It's not. That has nothing to do with it really. What you really have to do is find Balbala. He's invisible, but as you get closer to him, like just right there, you'll be able to get close to him and dodge away from his slam attack, and you just need to get him to slam while he's invisible in that phase to cancel out the poison. There are some other mechanics as well that you'll just have to dodge around, like make sure you don't get bursted down by his golden daggers, and those can get spammed pretty heavily because they're large AoE attacks. And in the later stages of the fight, if you don't have a lot of AoE or you don't have a lot of single target DPS to kill Balbala, the ads can sort of swarm you down and kill you pretty easily if you don't know exactly what you're doing. So that's it. Hope this helped. GG, good luck.
GG, good luck. So I was supposed to find her in the poison. Balbala. Oh my god, perfectly timed. Oh, okay.
After all,
The traitor must be sealed within these doors.
tell woman, you are centuries hasty. Atun!
Holy shit. Okay, here it is again. No. Okay, now. There she is. It's weird, but I guess... Okay. Now again. There she is. I feel like they also patched this. Yeah. The video we watched is 2 weeks old and she wasn't that visible. Okay, great. Kinda wanna finish this map, I like it. We might find some treasure. Holy shit!
Sentenced to 1,000 years of suffering as a jinn, bound in this place of her dishonor. Let no
1,000? That's nothing.
of Mareket blood enter her prison before her time is served.
Ooh. Epics. Wow, look at those. Oh no. I need decks. We're gonna need some decks later. I think that was the map. Do I have insane DOMs from Wednesday? I think tomorrow is gonna hit from Friday. Monday is gonna be fun.
If you did your so. Sans guide you. Speak to
We can try and buy something of them.
What? Do not wander.
Okay. Ooh, instant recovery. Let's go. It's huge, dude. Let's respec a little bit and look for items.
Browse as long as you like.
There's not gonna be any epics. We could craft on the bases though. The thing is, I don't know which base is good. But we can respec here, I believe, yeah. Wonder if it's
No need to. All right.
what is this? Completing this trial. Oh, ascendancy. That sounds like something I want. Also, I want this. With 1 mana. Oh, that's an essence. They go in here. Okay. Then we have these. So I need a little dex.
How can I be? A new realm of power.
So I won't need this. I can get this immediately. I want dex. Oh, and we can get mana here. Okay, let's just level. And then we're gonna get dex or mana. No, but we need dex for the amulet first. And what else? I want this. Wait, this is reduced mana. Oh, is that how this works? Okay. What else do we have here? More build up. That's arcane later. This sounds good. Okay.
Need something? Browse as long as you like.
We could craft. Would craft a weapon first. Let's try. Shield is okay, maybe. This ring is empty, so whatever we get is gonna be better. And then yeah, like look at this. Okay, so where do I buy a weapon here?
Young one.
It's a wand. Oh, that's a good wand. Oh my god, look at this one. 46 spell damage, 10 cast speed. It's just the skill is bad, but I don't really need a skill. Level 6 lightning bolt. Now we go for Wand for sure. This looks like a witch weapon. This could be good. Level 18. Wand of the pupil, wand of the student. I wonder which class of wands is best for me.
Makakan, an outcast's trove.
Oh, yo. Big money! Oh my god, what is this? Almost good. Should I go again? This is amazing. It's a little low on spell damage. Okay, I'm happy with this. I want to gamble more. I mean, one more. Yuck. Okay, I'm out of gold. One more. Shit.
I can wait. I will take this.
We take this as an upgrade, but level 22 is needed, and okay, that's in one level. And more int. I probably get more int with the next level, I'm not sure. This wand is really nice, but it's too low. Okay, if we're lucky, we get some big upgrades next level.
I can wait. I will take this.
Could be good. So we have this and this waiting, but we need to adjust a little bit on stats. Do we do the Trial of Ascendancy now? Okay, it's like a labyrinth in pure E1, I suppose.
Allow me to repay you for freeing me from my imprisonment. By my right as Jinn, I invite you to participate in the trial of the Sechemas. There I can earn my rest, and you may prove yourself worthy of the wisdom of the Maraket.
Okay.
Take me to the Sechemas proving grounds.
Where is that? Here.
Best not do that here.
We can do the trial and get level 22 at the same time, and we get insane upgrades.
The Winter Sechemas challenge. I am right where I deserve to be.
The proving grounds for the sisterhood is complete. Though it broke many bones and some backs, the triumph is ours to behold. Zerok has been a most helpful aid. He came to us at Tel Jari, but now he is something
Okay, we use it.
more.
we have...
On the relic altar at the start of the trial.
Bye.
Perhaps here, Balbala, we can both be redeemed.
Balbala, the name is so lol.
My time has come.
Oh, it's on timer? Wait, what's happening? I'm having small legs now, what's going on? What is this bar? File complete? Wait, I gotta check my connection real quick. So we're not dropping frames. What the fuck? Oh my god. This is the most deadly. If I go here, we get this. Honor restored. Trying to restore honor. Bronze key. This looks to be the easiest. I wanna see what this is. What did I click? What is happening? What?
You are nothing.
Always bleeds. What is this honor thing? Oh wow! Honor is, if I take damage, it goes down. If it reaches 0, the trial is over. I can refill honor at the well. Holy shit.
A storied artifact.
Drops shocked ground while moving, cool. But mine have 10% movement speed, so. Right, so we did the thing. Now this opens. Grants a large amount of sacred water.
I would give anything for a sip.
Right, so I'm here now. Okay. There's more water. I want... Wait, could I have moved back now? How does this work? So I had to click this. There was no other thing to click. Okay, we activate it. Let's go. And I am cursed. You have no evasion. Okay. Oh wow, I died. 1% HP, 1 second left. Wait, is it all? Oh god, it restart.
Goodbye.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So he's elemental resistance. You cannot kill it in time. Okay, so we just have to survive? Interesting. What is the water thing?
A moment of respite.
I don't get it. We do want a silver key. Water fountain. Trying to restore honor. Doesn't matter. Okay, my mana regen is very scuffed here. I can't find the debuff though.
The ritual has been disrupted.
This is weird as fuck. So if I click this,
Relish your mortality.
I don't understand what the water does. And we want a silver key now.
Die, scum!
Disable the crystals before the time runs out. Oh shit, the time is running out? Oh, okay, I see.
Stand tall.
Okay.
Not yet. No mana. Out of mana.
So we're pretty mana hungry lately. There's a fat mana node we can get.
Victory is mine. You are nothing. Need mana. Need mana.
A great challenge overcome.
So we could get mana here, or we could go for the Dex. I think I want the Dex. But I'm gonna get mana now. Can still respec later if needed. We need honor, it looks like. Escape trial. What do you mean escape trial? I'm not gonna try and find out. Sounds to me like leaving the trial. Why would this make sense? So you can keep the items that you got, the keys. So you can leave without dying? Like, how does it work? Okay, so you can portal. Maybe you can't, I don't know. The relic looks like a simple item. We need a loot filter.
A moment of respite.
Okay, we definitely need honor. Or we must not get hit anymore. Which is hard.
Has been disrupted.
I lost 30. Monster remove 5% of your life mana and energy shield on hit. Okay. I'm just gonna rush this shit now. I missed 2 chests here, but doesn't matter. We are very close. Trial complete. Wait, is this it? Is this it? Okay, here it is.
The foe ahead is formidable. Steel yourself.
Furious Stone Lord, I challenge you.
You have the birth.
This is the final boss of the challenge. I have 16 honor left, I don't know. I have to pull cheese here. We cannot get hit once. I have the feeling he's becoming faster.
Desert fire.
Oh boy.
Beware of what falls. Be not disheartened.
Wow. That is nuts, dude. Where's the thing? So we didn't make it. I got hit by a little fire thing. The honor thing is fucked up, man. Okay, but how? Where is the thing? No way, dude. We didn't make it. I was on full HP, but we got hit with the honor. What a shit. So, I'm supposed to get like a new thing? Okay, well, rip. What am I missing out here? We can't even see. I'm supposed to ascend. Oh, what a rip, dude. Yeah, so we need like the materials to open this. Oh well. It was exhausting, I need a break. God damn, man. Rough. That was a rough one, holy shit. Need a little break. Oh god. The stone golem. I think he was also immune to elemental shit. Unlucky. Never lucky, rubber ducky. Okay. Rough. What the fuck? Let's do like one more boss or something and then I have to make some food. You can't just chill for a second in the corner. We get the spikes again.
Dead Maraketh. The Faridan must infest this place.
Hold them back while I open the gate!
Reopen ancient gates of Seven Waters.
Advance with me! There are 2 more gates we must open!
Holy shit. I wonder if we get more flask spots. Or slots. I'll keep this one around for craft, maybe. Nice. So I'm gonna make some food and toss it down. And then we most likely gonna come back and play some more. We're gonna hop on the treadmill as well. Nice. Okay. Next level we get more int, and then we can put on this. And we could check out like item bases, what is good for us. And maybe look for like a loot filter. I'm not even sure if loot filter is a thing. Probably though, right? But yeah, I still have to design something. What time is it? 6:30. So we're gonna finish this zone and then we're gonna come back in like an hour or two.
Vicious Sycamore. How is this possible? I shall dethrone you, Sycamore.
Holy shit.
Are unworthy.
We have to get some single target. Yeah, we're gonna do that today. Later then. See what is good. It's probably gonna be Arc. But I'm not sure. Oh my god.
I tried to seek peace, and the Sycamores disgraced me. Rot in the sand. This time, we choose war. We shall finish this. Not today.
Oh, what?
Mark my words,
Quickly!
Damandra.
He
I will
alters the very
return
sands
you to
against
death.
us! This is no natural sandstorm. We must battle sorcery with sorcery. Let us return to the caravan and entreat Zarka's wisdom.
Return to the caravan. It's here, right? No, we came from here. They already closed the door. The gate. So I guess we TP. Alrighty. Good sesh, good sesh. That was hilarious. It's basically like a 1% wipe on the labyrinth, right? That was hilarious.
Ah, yes.
Okay, so we need 2 more in points. Get a big upgrade here. And stuff and such. Yeah. Man, I feel drained. See you in a few, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and we come back later.